everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be redoing a recipe I have already uploaded, but it wasn't so clear. So before anything else, you want to set your oven to 170 degrees and warm up about 2¼ cups of milk, because you're gonna need that later on. I will also list all the ingredients in the description box, so don't worry if you miss anything. I have sifted through all the dry ingredients. So here I am sifting 1¾ cups of all-purpose flour. The importance of sifting stuff before you actually combine all your ingredients is so that you don't have lumps. Also, sorry for the focus. I know it kept going in and out of focus. And after sifting through your all-purpose flour, I am now sifting through unsweetened cocoa powder, which is 50 grams equivalent to 1/3 cup, the normal measuring cups, so 1/3 of that. That's actually the problem I was having with my previous video, is that all my quantities were in grams, so that was a bit, I would say, unrealistic, because most people don't really have a weighing scale in their kitchen. So sometimes this cocoa powder can be a bit problematic, so you can just use a spoon. Next is baking powder, and sorry for the focus, and we're gonna do one teaspoon, about a heaped teaspoon, of baking powder. Half a cup of sugar. Combine the dry ingredients. Well, I like to do that. I like to first combine them before I start adding in stuff. Right, next you're gonna pour in the warm milk, not hot, warm, and start mixing it on low. So if you're going to use a mixer like this, you're going to have to scrape off the sides as well, because it gets stuck on the sides. This is tangerine peel powder that I make at home, and I use it for very many different things. I also forgot to list this in the other recipe, but I am also going to do a tutorial on how you can powder basically anything. Scrape off the sides and check for any lumps as well. So you just want this to mix for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. You know, the more you mix a cake, the more you whisk it, the fluffier it will become. Although this is a very rich chocolate fudge cake, which goes perfectly with ice cream or with a cup of coffee or tea, whatever your poison is. Yeah, so it doesn't get really fluffy. So I've just put in 1/4 cup of oil. Any oil, you can use any oil you wish to use, any cooking oil you wish to use, and keep on combining everything as you go. When you use a machine like this one, it definitely needs a push. Eventually I think I took it's called what, whisking machine, I don't know, man. I took it off the stand and manually did it. So I'm now mixing it on high. I think this was like what, level 4 or 5 of the mixing thingy. Whisking machine. Alright, then after you've finished whisking everything together, you now add 1.5 cup of roughly chopped cooking chocolate. So you can see that one block set aside. When you get cooking chocolate, it comes in big blocks like that, in a really big bar. So that 1.5 cup is actually equivalent to 4 blocks of that chocolate. Alright, so you just mix everything and set that aside. Now, if you don't have baking paper at home, this is always a very simple method. My mom always does this, and I learned this from her. You put butter or margarine on your sufuria, and then you take some all-purpose flour and just cover all the margarine with it. It gets messy, so you know, cooking gets messy, so it's fine. And my camera is totally out of focus. But you get the point. Alright, remove the excess flour from the sufuria. That's how it's gonna look. And please don't forget to preheat your oven to 170 degrees. It's always important when you want to bake something, you have to have your oven preheated. Alright, just like a small final mix, and then you're gonna pour everything into the sufuria and then put it in the oven for about, okay, I baked mine for 45 minutes, but I think 50 minutes wouldn't hurt, although 45 minutes was fine as well. So there we go, 170 degrees, and our oven has a setting where you can cook from both top and bottom, so I activated both. And when you knife a cake like this, it's supposed to come out dry, but this cake will have a bit of chocolate streaks on it because of the chocolate that you mixed inside the batter. So don't freak out if you see that, and don't overbake it as well. So you're gonna let it cool off in the sufuria completely before you take it out. Next, the chocolate sauce, and I used a teaspoon of unsalted butter and a block of chocolate and half a cup of milk, and I added a level teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, and you want everything to melt and combine together, no lumps and all. So I did use half the quantity because I didn't have enough chocolate, but if you do want to add chocolate in between your cake, I'll add the quantities the amount that you will need for that in the description box. So you want to cook this on low heat, and you will eventually start to see it thicken. The sauce will begin to thicken, and that's when you'll know it will be ready. Constantly keep mixing it, keep checking for lumps. There was one tiny piece of chocolate that totally refused to melt. I have no idea why, but you can already see the texture of the sauce is beginning to change. So the cake is totally cooled off, and I'm now pouring the sauce on top of the cake. I didn't get a chance to take a video of the cake being cut so that you can see the texture, because people were really waiting to eat this cake. But I did manage to take pictures of it so you can see the cross section of the cake. It turned out really well. Give it a try. Let me know how it went. If you did add something or improve it as well, let me know what you did to make it better. You can also use this sauce on ice cream. It tastes so good. And that's how the cake looked like. Thanks for all your support. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.